Haya basi, mpenzi mtazamaji wa One Word Digital Media na msikilizaji wetu wa One Word Miracle Radio, ni jioni nyingine tena hapa United States of America na ni asubuhi kule America. And today we are honored to have our Excellence, the Global President, the architect of this vision of Diaspora National Assembly, live as we usually bring to us press release of our achievement every Thursday. And we are also privileged to have Elizabeth, Madam Speaker, Elizabeth all the way from Australia. They are with us, and therefore I want you to invite your neighbor so that you can be with us for the half an hour we shall be here. And I know that you're going to be informed because information is power. I'm hosting this show. My name's Most Reverend Archbishop Dr. Stephen Jenga, right from Federal Way, Washington, United States of America. Na kama ilivyo desturi yetu, huwa tunaanza na wimbo wa taifa, na kwa hivi sasa tunaulete wimbo wa taifa namna hii. Okay, that is our national anthem, and now I take this chance to welcome our Excellence, Dr. Isaac Kinungi, our architect and global president of Diaspora National Assembly, so that he can take over and read the statement and then welcome our guest this evening. You are welcome, Your Excellence.
Thank you, Archbishop Dr. Stephen Jenga, for our governor, Western State. And today is a very special day. We are having our speaker all the way from Perth, Australia. But before I introduce our speaker, all of you know we are in this COVID-19 pandemic. And we are wishing everybody, wherever you are in the world, to be safe. And we are hoping and praying that this pandemic will be contained and it will not go to endemic. It will be contained like the way they contained Ebola. So we are hopeful that this is a passing disease, and very, very soon it will be a thing of the past. So, Diaspora National Assembly members, my name is Isaac Kinungi. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm the one who started this vision of Diaspora National Assembly, and we started it mainly for our welfare, those in the diaspora worldwide. If I may start by elaborating, because some people don't get about our vision, we'll keep on. Every time we talk about Diaspora National Assembly, we'll be repeating every Thursday so that people can know what we stand for. Diaspora National Assembly is not in any competition with any group or groups in USA. We work with the government in power, but not individuals in power. And as such, we present our complaints direct to existing offices in Nairobi. Many attack us saying that we are sycophants, but we are not. We can question the government, at times disagree with them if we feel we are wrong, and we shall even come up with petitions where necessary. We are the voice of the voiceless and not in competition with anyone, as a majority of DNA members have already been there where some are trying to reach. We value the work of the individuals, groups who are trying to help Kenyans. We may not necessarily help to feed Kenyans directly, but the issues we talk of good governance will eventually do it. We may not touch Akinyi direct, or Ajiko for that matter, but we can speak for Akinyi indirect. Hence, we shall not be involved in showing women back in our villages how to weave, how to sell their shiodo, or even sell their coffee. But we shall deal with a system that will enable them to do it by constantly demanding a diaspora desk, or better still, a diaspora ministry. And we are not stopping until the government accepts our grievances. We need a diaspora ministry. We do not have paymasters in Nairobi, as some were suggesting. We are the Diaspora National Assembly, and I'm the global president, making sure that our needs will be addressed, not by force or abusing the head of state, like some have been doing, or any other government official, but we will do our grievances through diplomacy. We fail because we do not try, is a phrase we cherish as we encounter hatred and stiff competition from groups and selfish individuals trying to outbeat and frustrate our noble work. They will all fail, as we are determined to deliver our promises as per our mission statement. It's a mission taken very serious by men and women of great faith, and it's evident from the support we have from all over the globe where diaspora live. To prove it, today is a special day where we have the honor of having a dedicated DNA member who live and work in Perth, Australia. Here, it's night time, or rather going to darkness, but in Australia, it's morning. This dedicated lady most of the time burn midnight oil to make sure that our mission stays on focus. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome our very able Honorable Elizabeth Jero, who manages the three assemblies, that is the southern states, the central government, and also UK. At this time, before I welcome her, I also would like to acknowledge our able governors. I'll acknowledge Dr. Stephen Jagger, who has taken this vision so serious, and he spared all his time to make sure that our vision goes as planned. On the southern states, I acknowledge Honarable Kyogo Muigai, who has also taken this vision very serious. On the northern side, I acknowledge Honorable Ileko Mugara and the governor of northern state, George Omwada. And then in UK, I acknowledge two people, Esther Kanyere and Elizabeth Kangeze, who have also taken the UK Assembly very, very serious, with members like Mr. Jagger and many others. And then lastly, our able information governor in Germany, on Canido Okogo. And without wasting time, ladies and gentlemen, I give back to our bishop to go ahead and welcome, because I can't see her or wherever I'm sitting. So to welcome Honorable Elizabeth Jero to speak to us more about the vision. Thank you very much, and stay safe wherever you may be. And DNA will continue with a lot of strength from now on.
Okay, mpenzi msikilizaji wa One Word Digital Media, huyu alikuwa rais mwanzilishi wa Diaspora National Assembly, live from Georgia, Dr. Isaac Kinungi. And we have Honorable Madam Speaker Elizabeth Jero all the way from Australia, na tungependa kumpatia nafasi hii ili aweze kuwasalimia wasikilizaji na watazamaji wetu. Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Good evening, valued viewers, valued listeners. It is evening for you, but it is good morning for me here in Perth. Like you have been told, my name is Elizabeth Njero. I am the current speaker of DNA Central, DNA UK, and also holding fort in DNA Southern States. And this is a job that I take very seriously. I am passionate about DNA agenda. Now, just as the president has told all of us, has reminded all of us, DNA is an unstoppable movement. It is a non-partisan movement. We are not a campaign tool. And just like we have always been reminded, we are about the voice of Kenyans living in the diaspora. Any Kenyan living any other part of the world outside Kenya, this is your voice. And this is why we are doing what we are doing. Like we have always spoken about DNA, we are seeking to have our voices heard in Kenya. We are fighting day and night so that we can work with the government of the day. Like I have said, we are not a campaign tool, but we recognize and we respect the government of the day so that we can achieve our goals. Our president has always repeated and reminded us of our mission and our vision, which is to see a fully independent and fledged diaspora ministry. If we can start with a diaspora desk, that would be good. If we can get a diaspora ministry, that would be amazing. What would a diaspora ministry do for us and for all our beneficiaries? The first and foremost, the most important would be where we as diasporans can go to and have our needs attended, have our issues listened to. For example, in the last press release, our president mentioned about the issue of, say, passports and IDs for our children and children being born in the diaspora. The diaspora ministry would streamline those processes. So many of our children are having to struggle just to get a national ID, which is their right according to the Kenyan constitution, but they have to travel far. For example, in Australia, they would have to go to Kenya for just a national ID. And so you can see what the Ministry of Diaspora would achieve. We would have desks, we would have agents in every state where they are Kenyans, so that those things can be done. We could also have closer services. Our social welfare care, that would be streamlined, that would be brought down to the people. And that is why we are working so hard to see our vision achieved, to see this agenda taken as far as possible. Now, the other thing I would want to mention is Diaspora National Assembly, the DNA. Just like our president says, it's not a competition. We recognize all the other groupings of Kenyans who are working really hard in individual states, individual cities, different areas of the world to promote those things that actually affect Kenyans. So we are reaching out to work together so that we can achieve our agenda. That is the only way Kenyans in the diaspora will have their needs attended to, will have their voices heard. And like I said, we are not in competition with anyone. We are recognizing and we are appreciating every and any effort being put up by honorable Kenyans, because the truth of the matter is that we have very many Kenyans of integrity, dignified and honest Kenyans who truly value the welfare of Kenyans out here. And so this is why we are urging everyone, if you can get your, don't belittle your voice. You might feel that your voice is little, that we do so much, but that is what we need. If everyone made a little noise, and then together we can make one big noise, then we would have achieved our agenda. Now, there's also another thing that we at DNA are doing, and we will continue to do, and that is we are analyzing the political happenings in Kenya. Because if things are happening in Kenya that affect our families, our brothers and sisters, those things will affect us indirectly. For example, even with the management of the disaster that is happening worldwide at the moment, we analyze, we make suggestions, we give recommendations as to best practice ways of managing a disaster, because if it's not managed properly, this COVID pandemic, then our families are suffering, we will in turn also suffer. So we analyze the situation, we make recommendations, we have experts in the diaspora who are willing to help the government, and they is really keen to push that, so we can work with the government of the day and to have best practice results. And we are seeing good progress, because our DNA president is releasing a press release every week, our recommendations, where our voices are being sent to, and those are being sent directly to Nairobi, and that way we will achieve a lot of things. Now, the other thing I would like to talk about at this time is my role as a speaker. We have debates happening weekly. At the moment, we have been going a lot through this COVID pandemic, and Kenyans of high integrity, experts in their fields, have been deliberating and discussing. And so my job as a speaker is to introduce the motion as tabled by members, as task force, of which I am a member of, and moderating the debate. We have DNA UK and DNA Southern States and DNA Central, which all have a similar motion happening at the same time. And we have a very good participation, and we appreciate all the Kenyans who take their time to participate and to work with us and who are so cooperative. And we are seeing valuable recommendations coming. At the moment, also, Speaker, I am trying and I am working hard to have other assemblies come up to standard. Western States is doing really well, and we are working together. We are also spreading the word out. If other assemblies can be formed in different parts of the world, then we will achieve this DNA agenda. With many numbers at the moment in some places, and so we have individual people participating and representing those areas. At the moment, we are still in the establishment point, Australia and New Zealand, but we do have valuable participation from individuals. So really is my job at the moment, and I can DNA UK, DNA Southern States, Western States, and Central. We are doing an amazing job. Over to you, Bishop.
Thank you so much, Honorable Madam Speaker, Elizabeth Jero, all the way live from Perth, Australia. We're gonna take a short break and have one song, and then when we come back, we shall have a segment. I know you have to. There are those challenges that are there. You know, sometimes people they will throw verbal attacks at our president. We are the people to defend him. Some people they will post or forward messages and all that, and it's not an easy job because you have to keep on saying order. So one song, and then we shall continue after this song.
Thank you.
Ninaimba sio wimbo, ni maombi, nikiomba Mwenyezi Mungu aibariki Kenya yangu, kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana Roho Mtakatifu, amina. Kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana Roho Mtakatifu, amina. Ewe Kenya nchi yangu, ewe Kenya baba yangu, ewe Kenya mama yangu, sitakuacha milele. Akili zangu, nguvu zangu, nimeziweka mbele yako. Bibi yangu na watoto, nimewaweka mbele yako. Tabu zangu, shida zangu, ziangalie Kenya yangu. Tabu zangu, shida zangu, ziangalie Kenya yangu. Ewe Kenya nchi yangu, ewe Kenya baba yangu, ewe Kenya mama yangu, sitakuacha milele. Matajiri masikini, sisi zote binadamu. Matajiri masikini, sisi zote binadamu. Tusahau majivuno na tuache kupayuka. Tusahau majivuno na tuache kupayuka. Utajiri majivuno sio tikiti ya mbinguni. Utajiri majivuno sio tikiti ya mbinguni. Bahati yako ni ya leo, ile ya kesho ndiyo yangu. Bahati yako ni ya leo, ile ya kesho ndiyo yangu. Ewe Kenya nchi yangu, ewe Kenya baba yangu, ewe Kenya mama yangu, sitakuacha milele. twajua, uhalifu twakuona tu. Plani zako twazijua, lengo lako twalijua tu. Plani zako twazijua, lengo lako twalijua tu. Wataka kunyamba Kenya we, utuharibiewa. Wataka kunyamba Kenya we, utuharibiewa. Harufu yako twaijua, hata ukipanda ndege. Harufu yako twaijua tu, hata ukipanda ndege. Ewe Kenya inji yangu, ewe Kenya baba yangu, ewe Kenya mama yangu, oh, sitakuacha milele. Kenya yangu usijali, ukitukanwa na jirani. Kenya yangu usijali, ukitukanwa na jirani. Yeye anaona wivu kwa vile umeendelea. Yeye anaona wivu kwa vile umeendelea. Anakuita nyang'au, amekuita mnyonyaji. Amekuita nyang'au, amekuita mnyonyaji. Naye yazidi kuporomoka, wacha yeye yaporomoke. Naye yazidi kuporomoka, wacha yeye yaporomoke. Ewe Kenya inji yangu, ewe Kenya baba yangu, ewe Kenya mama yangu, oh, sitakuacha milele. Kenya we ni baba yangu, Kenya we ni baba yangu, Kenya we ni mama yangu, Kenya we ni mama yangu. Wacha wao waporomoke, wacha wao waporomoke. Viongozi wetu tuombeni, viongozi wetu tuombeni. Wacha wao waporomoke, wacha wao waporomoke. Wananchi tuombeni, wananchi tuombeni. Wacha wao waporomoke, wacha wao waporomoke. Majeshi yetu kuweni macho, majeshi yetu kuweni macho. Wacha wao waporomoke.
Haya, hivyo ndivyo mambo yalivyo hapa One Word Digital Media. We have our Excellence Dr. Isaac Kinungi live from Georgia, and we have Elizabeth Njero all the way from Perth, Australia, who is our speaker for 3 assemblies. And she has tried to explain very, very well, to articulate the agenda and the mission of our assembly, or the vision as it was outlined by our global president. For those who would like to watch us live, we are on YouTube, and we are also on the Facebook page, official page for Diaspora National Assembly, if one can link there. So over back to you, Elizabeth. Thank you for your time. I understand ni saa moja huko ama saa 2 hivi asubuhi. Ni matatizo gani ambayo umekumbana nayo katika, nafikiri ni kazi ambayo haitaki mtu ambaye anakasirika haraka?
Exactly, I agree with you, Bishop.
Yes.
Being speaker for DNA, being a speaker for 3 assemblies,
Yes,
is actually a very challenging position, challenging in a good way,
yes,
because it brings out the strength in people. So at the moment, because we are all dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, we are dealing with management of a disaster that is happening all over. It is affecting our families, our brothers and sisters in Kenya. These issues tend to bring up a lot of human feelings, whether it is anger, whether it is a bit of frustration. And so there are so many times when human beings portray their emotions or respond to things.
yes,
As a speaker, it calls for me to have a lot of understanding. And even though my job is to keep order in the police, I approach that job very, very. I have to appreciate that we are all human beings dealing with issues. So I usually try to get the house back in order in the most sensitive and most respectful way possible.
Yes.
Because we are all working together, we are
Yes.
all dealing with these issues together.
Mm-hmm.
So even though there are times when you can have someone who is, what can I say, really affected and they're emotional and they are wanting to vent, the most important is to try and bring them back into the debate of the day, the business of the week, in
Yes.
the most sensitive and respectful way.
Yes.
However, that does not stop us from suspending. We
Yes.
have a chief whip in the assembly
Yes.
because we have to keep order. The most important thing is to understand that the assembly is a dignified house and order has to be maintained. And so whenever the speaker has called for order and someone has refused to completely cooperate, then they have to be suspended. Someone can be suspended for a day or completely exempted from participating, because we have to keep order in the assembly. We have to respect each other and we have to respect all participants. So that is one of the challenges.
Yes.
However, it is a good challenge. It brings out strength in people. It brings out the respect that people actually have for the house.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, asante sana. Na pia kuna jambo lingine, I think when you do something extraordinary thing like this, there are many people who may have illusion na bali ya kwanza, kama vile rais anasema, kuna watu wanafikiria tunashindana, but even in the first place hakukuwa na competition. Is only that God gave our president a vision to bring the Kenyans in the diaspora together. And every time unaanza vision kuna vita. There also people could be having a vision, maybe tumepewa pesa nyingi sana, that's why tunafanya hii kazi. Sijui ungesema nini kuhusiana na mambo kama hayo?
Asante sana. What I would like to tell all of us, to remind everyone, is that DA, it is a totally voluntary issue. All of us are volunteering our work. We all have jobs, we all have businesses, we all have daily routines to attend to, but we all are working towards achieving this agenda on a voluntary basis. No one is being paid. We do not have any gathers anywhere. We do not have any coffers sitting somewhere where we can dip into. Each and every one of us is doing this on purely voluntary basis. My position as a speaker, even though I am speaker for DNA Central, DNA UK, and DNA Southern States, it is purely on voluntary basis. We are all brought together by the common need to see our vision achieved, to see services brought down to the Kenyans wherever they are. It is the most frustrating thing when you have to send your child who has turned 18 to go all the way to Kenya, to have to travel so far for a national ID. It is a very frustrating thing to have to go to travel all the way to, for example, in Australia, to our embassy in Canberra, just to process my passport or my passport. Those are the services we want brought down to people. And we are volunteering our time and our energies to have this achieved. So we do not have anyone paying us.
Yes.
That is exactly what I would want all of us to remember. We are doing purely on a voluntary basis. We are encouraging Kenyans of like minds, Kenyans who have this vision at heart, to come together to work with us. Let us have our voices heard. That is the only way we can achieve this. Yes, by coming together to work together.
Okay.
Yes.
That is Honorable Madam Speaker Elizabeth Njero, all the way from Perth, Australia, with the very powerful statement and explaining about the vision and the mission for Diaspora National Assembly. Tunakushukuru sana Madam Speaker kwa kazi nzuri unayofanya. We are not backing down anytime soon. Na na wale ambao wanafikiria kwamba hatusimami, tunasimama na rais mpaka tuhakikisha kwamba this vision is fulfilled, because it's better to do something, because nobody will
Yes.
do it if we don't do it.
And we fail because we do not try.
Yes, yes. Na kwa hivyo wale wote ambao mko in the diaspora na hamjui mnastahili kujiunga na which assembly, you can reach us out and we'll help you to help you find where your assembly is. I don't know whether our Excellence Dr. Isaac Kinungi is still on the line, that there's something that you would like to add.
Yes.
You can add some closing remarks, and then we'll hear one more song. And once again, Madam Speaker, thank you very much because of your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Archbishop Dr. Stephen Jega, and thank you, Honorable Elizabeth Jero, all the way from Perth. We call her the Iron Lady because she has held the 3 assemblies with an iron heart. Nobody jokes around when Elizabeth orders somebody, to withdraw something which is against the rules of the house. We appreciate Elizabeth. We appreciate everybody, but if members come with other agendas, we don't tolerate such members. And there are many in the assembly. They come, they want to show us how it's done, but their mission it has some hidden agenda. We don't tolerate them, and we throw them out through the speaker. So to conclude, I would say that everything is voluntary. Archbishop Dr. Stephen Jega is giving us his one word radio free, because this is a man who has seen the vision of uniting the whole diaspora. And people, if they can see the vision clearly, the way we are determined to unite the diaspora, all will join, because we don't interfere with existing groups. You can go on with your Payamupi, you can go on with everything, but we don't interfere. So the thing we are appealing to people is to join the assembly to discuss our agenda, and they'll be so organized such that every assembly will be a full assembly with a speaker, so that we give our Madam Elizabeth time to rest, because she is moving from one assembly to the other. And without taking much of your time, thank you very, very, very much. And wherever you are in Perth, Australia, tell more to join, and they can be part of DNA agenda. So until Thursday, unless the Archbishop has something to add, those are my few words.
Thank you very much, Your Excellence, for your encouraging words, and thank you for your affirmation of what we do. Maybe there are people or Kenyans in Australia who would like to join the assembly. Maybe you would give Honorable Madam Speaker Elizabeth Anjero to maybe give your contact or tell watazamaji vile ambavyo wanaweza kukufikia.
Okay. So at the moment, we are encouraging as many people to participate as possible in New Zealand. And because we do not have a fully established assembly at the moment, we are participating through Central DNA. However, anyone wanting to contact me to get to me, they would call me on +61 477 056622, and then we can proceed with seeing how we can form a fully fledged assembly in Australia. +6 477 066 That is my number.
Okay, thank you very much. And that was Thursday's press release from our Excellence Dr. Isaac Inungi and our Madam Honorable Madam Speaker Elizabeth Jero, all the way from Perth, Australia. Na without much ado, tutamalizia na wimbo moja na tukutane siku ya Alhamisi wiki ijayo. Asanteni. Mungu aibariki Kenya, Mungu aibariki United States of America, Mungu aibariki diaspora yote mahali popote mliko. Mjue we are your voice and we are here to speak and make sure tumewasaidia na tumewaelekeza na njia ambayo sauti zenu zitaweza kusikika na kufikia masikio ya wale ambao wamepewa ama wako uongozini wakati kama huu, ili muweze kufaidika. Asanteni. God bless you. Asante sana.
Thank you.
Tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda. Twajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka, Kenya nchi yenye baraka. Tumekomboa Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, tumebadili mwendo, tutalinda katiba mpya. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote, mtu mwenye kutenda haki. Na ukipenda Kenya ujitengane na mambo yenye kuvunja amani. Hatutaki matata Kenya, wenye nchi
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
Wenye nchi
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, nchi yenye upendo, hatutaacha Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
Wenye nchi
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
na nikienda nje sitasahau Kenya, na nitabaki Mkenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
Wenye nchi
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
na tumeapa sote wenye nchi ya Kenya kutumikia Kenya daima na milele.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
Wenye nchi
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
sitaiacha Kenya nchi yangu,
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
umoja wetu Kenya tudumishe,
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
sitadanganywa kamwe na porojo
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
zenye kuleta chuki kati yetu.
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
Nitatetea haki za Wakenya,
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
wala sitakubali ukabila,
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
sitaharibu mali ya wengine,
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
na majirani wangu nitalinda.
Mimi ni mwenye Kenya daima.
Wenye nchi wenzangu,
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
wenye nchi
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
tushangilie Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda.